Hello, everybody, and hello, Amy. How are you going?
Hi, Roz. I'm really well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good, good. Very busy as always, as I know you are as well. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to introduce this whole concept to my YouTube audience because this is brand new. So, Amy Compton, beautiful artist from Tasmania, is the first beautiful artist off the ranks. Is that the expression? Because
Yeah, first cab off the rank.
that's the one. That's it. Because I'm going to be running an artist spotlight series here on YouTube. And so if you're watching, then the spotlight series has already started. And Amy is our number one guest, which is awesome and so exciting. So, Amy, do you want to tell our audience a little bit about you?
Yeah, I'd love to. In a nutshell, so my name's Amy Compton. I'm a 45-year-old artist from Sydney, but currently based in Tasmania. I'm married to a lovely Englishman called Paul. We have 3 kids, aged 2, 4, and nearly 9. And I'm an artist. So I'm not a full-time artist yet, but I am aspiring to become a full-time artist in the next few years once all the kids are off to school. So is that enough?
Yeah, no, that's great. It's a tricky one balancing with the kids, isn't it? Because you've got 3 kiddos, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Look, it is tricky, but it's not impossible. So I just say there's never a perfect time, but I just decided that I really needed something for myself in my life because I'm a full-time mum. And a couple of years ago, it just dawned upon me that I was like so consumed by motherhood and there was nothing really for me. So I was kind of forced to pick up the paintbrushes to carve out some time for myself and claw back a bit of my identity. So in a way, it was a blessing to be pushed into it because it's just been the best thing ever. And yeah, it can be hard to find time, but I think anything's possible. So, like I tend to paint at night once the kids are in bed, when I'm at my most tired, but it's just a matter of starting. So it's like when you go to the gym, it's the last thing you want to do, or exercise, often you think, oh, I can't be bothered, but afterwards you feel so good. And it's the same with the painting. So yeah, often I do it at night on the lounge room floor or at the dining table. And it's just become a habit and it's something that I really love. And I highly recommend for any of the mums out there listening who can relate to what I'm saying.
I love how you're very real about it. Like you paint in, these little pockets of time and you paint on the, on the lounge room floor and you're just really real because I think that's obviously the realities as you can hear my kids' footsteps in the background, like life, The rest of life doesn't go away just because you want to paint, unfortunately.
That's right. I was thinking back before this interview, I was looking back on Instagram over my journey over the last couple of years. And I remember I saw a story that I posted back in, it was early 2020 when I was breastfeeding Matilda. And I did a story of me, it was actually just a photo with me painting learning how to paint watercolor. Like I was painting trees and I was breastfeeding Matilda and full multitasking. But she was only 4 months old, but it just goes to show. And I had lots of moments like that where I just thought, the juggle is real, but this is possible. So, you can come up with excuses why not to do things. But honestly, I think there's so many benefits to just having a go and claiming some time for yourself for a creative pursuit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, not that long ago, I was having a chat with Laura on the Paint, Rest, Repeat podcast about prioritization. And it was basically like a bit of a hard chat, like one of those hard talks. It's like, yep, really, if you want to make the art, you have to prioritize it, and that's it. That's all you can do. That's how it goes. So well done. Yeah. And you've made amazing progress because I've seen, you have your original art, you have your tea towels, you have your greeting cards, and I'm sure there's so much more going on behind the scenes. What sort of avenues, I guess this is a big question, but what sort of avenues have you explored through your art?
Yeah, so many. Look, I have achieved a lot in a short space of time. And it's really good just to pause sometimes and have a look at what you've achieved. So, so there are many avenues. Sorry, I've just got a child at the door trying to get in. I'm just
honestly, don't worry.
Just like, here's some real life for you.
That's how we roll around here.
That's it. But look, there are avenues, and what's becoming clear to me of recent times is that maybe the traditional path of, and don't quote me on this, like anything's possible, but I'm thinking maybe the traditional path of exhibiting in galleries isn't the way I'm going to go. Like maybe it's more the path of having a small business and selling art on printed products. So that's something I'm looking at doing at the moment, and something that I've actually started doing. So as you know, I'm selling tea towels with my art on them, and that's been a real hit. And I've recently printed some scarves featuring my art. So, and I'm looking at all sorts of other products that I can potentially sell. So things like tote bags and cosmetic bags and cushion covers and, you know, you name it. So yeah, it's a whole new world for me, but it's kind of funny. Like it's kind of the way I feel like I'm heading on this crazy art journey. It wasn't something I started out thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to do, but one thing has kind of gradually led to another, and it's been a gradual evolution, and it's all unfolding, and it's really interesting, and I'm really excited about heading down that path.
I think it is interesting, isn't it? I guess I was thinking about this concept recently in the context just of life generally, and the difference, not whether one is better or worse, but the difference between choosing your next move or being led by opportunities that present themselves. And I have no idea which one is better, but I just thought I have been reflecting a little bit on that lately. So do you take the reins a little bit with your art journey? You know, like, do you go, right, I've just noticed that this other artist is doing this and having a lot of success, and her art looks just amazing on those products, I'm going to give that a go, and then you commit to giving that a go? Like, do you take the lead on that, or do you just wait for opportunities to pop up and go, oh, maybe I'll look at that?
No, I make things happen.
Okay.
I'm pretty determined and driven, and I go after things for sure. I think you have to in this game. But having said that, with the tea towels, which is how this all kind of started in terms of the printed products, that was something that came my way. So someone contacted me, a lady in Melbourne who runs a tea towel company and organic tea. I'm trying to think of organic.
She contacted me too. She's beautiful, Susie.
Yes, I'm trying to think of the business to give her a shout out. Organic Print Studio.
I reckon that's it. Keep talking. Like I'll do the research while you're talking.
So that's how that kind of began. And so she offered to print some of my designs on a couple of tea towels, and I took her up on the offer. And from that point on, I thought, oh, hang on, there could be something in this for me. And to be fair, I didn't end up printing with Susie. She is fab, but I went with a different company because I was looking for something slightly different. And that led me on a whole new path. So it is good to be open to opportunities, but I think it's also really important to go after things as well.
It's such a fine line, isn't it? So you go with the opportunities, but you have to be open to new ideas, but not be completely led. I think you've got to find that middle ground.
Exactly. It's a delicate dance, but that's what I try and do. Yeah.
And just while we're on it, because I will forget, the business is called Organic Print Studio, and they are on Instagram. And Susie, whose business it is just gorgeous, and she's beautiful and lovely. So definitely reach out. For sure. All right. So what have we got? So we've talked about the motherhood sort of side of things. We've talked about how you currently have your art in a few different forms, and you're looking at going down the sort of, what would you call it? Is it surface pattern design? Is it just products like e-com? I don't know.
E-com, surface pattern design, wearable art. I've kind of gone with wearable art as a bit of a phrase, which I like, because I think a lot of people want to buy art, but they might be intimidated because they don't know what they like, or they think, oh, I don't really know about art, and they're too intimidated to go into a gallery. So I think for me, I was like, well, how can I bring art into people's lives without them feeling like they have to fork out a few $100 for a painting? So that's where things like tea towels and tote bags and aprons and cushion covers come into it, and scarves. So you're wearing the art. So you're not necessarily buying a painting, but you are injecting some creativity and color into your life.
Yeah, and it comes down to the why you do what you do as well, I'm sure. You know, like if that is your goal, is you love art, making art, you love the color side of things, and you want to give the gift of color and art to other people. And it's like how to make that achievable for as many people as you can. I really love that.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, because it's just so affordable for people to buy something small like a tote bag or something. And I think people find they get so many comments, like people say, oh my gosh, I love that bag, it's so colorful, where did you get it? And then that creates a conversation. And yeah, so it is something that I think about, and I love sharing my love for color and creativity. It does brighten people's life for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. Okay, so doing all these beautiful, amazing things. If we have some people listening today and watching today who are aspiring artists, you know, maybe they're quietly making their art at home and wanting to take it, you know, move to the next step. Do you have any tips for them? Any advice?
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about what I did, things that really helped me. One thing that I did quite early on was an online course. So I think that's how I met you, actually, Roz. It was Laura Horn's.
Oh my goodness.
Mixed media course.
Yes,
the online one.
I didn't even realize that's how we met. I just feel like we've known each other forever, but
I know it feels like that. So
that is true. Yes, you're right.
How I met you, and
yes.
I met a couple of good friends through that course, and I think I'm not necessarily saying to do that course, but I think there's a really good case for online courses, and there's so many good online art courses available. So I'd recommend doing that just for learning and for connecting with other artists. Another thing that I did was the 100-day challenge. That was through Instagram. That was fantastic. That really catapulted my my creativity and really helped me get into that daily practice of painting. And so there's lots of challenges that you can do through Instagram and probably through other platforms as well. But that's one that I did and I found really helpful. And also I would recommend just starting. So if you're like, for me, I used to be terrified of art, which sounds crazy for an artist, but I found it really intimidating. And I was like, I know I want to paint, but I don't know how to do it. And I would just tie myself in knots over it. And look, I think a lot of people might feel the same. And I think just starting can be as simple as it needs to be. So get yourself some art supplies. They don't have to be expensive. Go to the $2 shop if you have to. Kmart has loads of stuff, and just start. And you don't have to show anyone. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but it's the act of starting that can then snowball and have that domino effect in your life.
I think that people feel a lot of pressure on the outcome. So yes. So, and I was just chatting to someone the other day through Instagram, and she was saying that she just can't paint anymore. Like she used to be able to paint, she just can't paint anymore because she's just knows she's going to create bad art. Anyway, I'm continuing conversations with her. I want to help her.
Yeah, I think all artists create bad art. It's part of the process. And I mean, is there such a thing as bad art anyway? That's a whole other conversation. But look, yeah, I think you've just got to take it back to the process and just remove the judgment and try and enjoy the process. And if you happen to create something that you love, well, that's an added bonus. But it's more about just getting into a flow state and having that downtime, that relaxation time that can really benefit you and your mental health. Well, it has for me anyway. So.
Yeah, no, same here. Art making is my happy space. So yeah, happy place. Now you're primarily on Etsy at the moment, but I have heard rumors, I've heard whispers of a website in action. What's happening there?
Watch this space. Well, I've been researching Shopify and Squarespace, and Wix, and there's lots of options. So I'm just going down that track at the moment, working out how to go about it and which one to go with. So yes, it is in the making. It is happening, and then buying a domain name and all of that. So yeah, it'll happen in the next few months, I would say, and then I'll leave Etsy and I'll have my own independent website.
You know what? As you say that, I know somebody who managed to set up her website to connect to Etsy. So her website looked like her website, but if you clicked on the product, it would they'd purchase it through Etsy. I was like, I thought that was quite interesting, and to think about the pros and cons to that. Haven't really thought much about it, but I thought that was fancy.
Yeah, that's clever. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how, but anyway, but very cool. So your own website. So how is your thinking going with that? What sort of decisions do you have to make to get it in place?
Well, I just need to look at the costings of each of the different websites, and then think about things like, well, how much flexibility do I want? So some of them are quite flexible, and in that, you can add different apps and move things around. But I think like Shopify's like that, whereas other ones, they're kind of more a locked in template and they're not as flexible. So things like that are worth considering, and how much they're going to cost me to run each month. So yeah, haven't quite worked out which one I'm going with yet.
Okay, but it's likely to be amycomptonart.com.
Oh,
it's okay. I'll make sure that like the notes below are accurate. I'm just curious. What are you thinking? What are your?
No, well, Amy Compton, definitely. I just the art thing. I'm like, do I need art in the title? I've just had a logo designed, and I dropped the art because I just like Amy Compton. I thought it was really strong, and I did a poll on Instagram. Do you think Amy Compton or Amy Compton art? And a lot of people, and I actually said, or Amy Compton designs or Amy Compton artist, and a lot of people liked the art, but I ended up dropping it for the logo, which was a bit controversial. But for the website, yeah, look, I don't know is the answer to that. I don't know.
Undecided. So if you're watching over here on YouTube, drop a comment below. No, I'm more thinking, drop a comment below and let Amy know what you think. Please, what should she do? Should it be, do you think it should just be Amy Compton dot whatever, or Amy Compton art? Are they the two you're toggling between?
Probably, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. I think I do like Amy Compton designs as well, but anyway, yeah. What do you think?
Oh, it's so hard. I think the advice I've heard generally is just your name.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've heard, generally speaking, because it leaves your options open. So if you have Amy Compton design, for example, and you decide to go back one day and just do originals, then that's a bit of a pain. So Amy Compton art, I think, would be all right, or just Amy Compton. I just agree with you, which is that I can't decide between those two.
Yeah, at one point I said, oh, what about Amy Compton Studio? And my sister said, oh, but that someone might think that's a yoga or Pilates studio.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, I regret my name, so I probably will change mine, but I've got Ros Gervais Creative. And I saw that. Yeah, and
that's good.
Well,
you
not
regret
real.
that?
Well, yeah, because creatives, I have since learnt, you can be, I think if you're in advertising or if you design, anyway, I didn't even know that. I just thought I'm creative. I'm going to use that. Anyway, so don't do that. Don't do creative.
Okay. All right. Scrap that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
anyway, well, thank you for sharing your journey with us. Can I ask, what have I got? I've got one more thing I want to ask, actually two more things. One, what is one thing that you're really grateful for at the moment, art related probably? And then number two is, where can we all find you? So for our watchers, our viewers today.
Sure. Yep. I'm really grateful for the Instagram art community. I absolutely love the women who I've connected with through Instagram. And, you know, Instagram can be a headache in many ways, as we all know, you know, the good old algorithm and reels and all of that. But the community just rocks my world. And I've made so many beautiful friendships, a couple who I've actually met in the flesh, which was very exciting. Haven't met you yet, Roz. Oh, I wish I
did try to corner you.
I know. I just wasn't in the right headspace. So I don't know. I think Tilly was so young. But
when you come back to Sydney for a visit.
I know, definitely. Well, she's sleeping through the night now, so I've got a lot more energy.
Yay.
So I'm getting out and about more, which is good. And so definitely the community is something I'm grateful for. And where can you find me? You can find me on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So, excuse me, my handle is Amy Compton Art. The art's there. Yeah. And I'm on Etsy as well as Amy Compton Art. Yep.
Okay. Beautiful. I'll make sure all the links are below so it's easy for people to go and follow you and subscribe and click on the notification button, you know, all of that stuff.
All of that. Awesome. Oh, it's been so fun chatting.
Pleasure. And lots of fun from my end as well. So thank you.
Thanks, Roz.
And let's catch up soon.
Definitely. Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.